What's going on, guys? Gotta get my drink going. What's up, guys? What's up, Daniel? Changing steers on a W9? You doing it or you waiting? It's going good. AHP. Are you doing it yourself? Boy, that's fun. You balance or use beads or centermatics? Yep, I'm in West St. Louis. I'm in Bridgeton, Hazleton, right there, right about the border. Centermatic, good deal. I always had good luck with those steers and drives. So nothing special today. No special topic. Just shooting the bull. God, head to Boston. You're down in the Gaulis. Your flatbed, they got those. There's a silver or not, it's a silver or copper mine or something like that. But one of the byproducts they take out of there, I used to haul that the super sacks full of some additive they use in ammunition. They go to the military ammo plant in Virginia. It's on the windows, the reflectics, my privacy shades. I got a video about that. I ran a couple of drives from the on watermelon. So, what's everybody up to tonight? I'm done. I had an easy day, somewhat. Hard time finding a 40-foot trailer. I've got one. I don't know if I want to get rid of it yet, though. Yeah, we got 28 people in here. 27. Yeah, there's not a huge topic. I just wanted to show some face. I know I've been kind of MIA for a while. It's not because anything major's happening or anything like that. It's just I never have enough time anymore. I've been so busy. And I'm trying to kind of streamline things behind the scenes as far as the administrative side goes, like mainly the invoicing and paperwork. And since I've gone to cars, I haven't factored a single load. I've been letting it hit ACH or taking CODs or just waiting for checks in the mail. Kind of leery at first on that because I mean some of those checks you're not getting paid for like 3-4 weeks or so, and then just I mean it just starts you just start getting checks in the mail like every day. It's kind of crazy, but as fun as that sounds, it's hard to go back and match them to invoices or outstanding loads that you've had to file away and remembering to file those. Um, if you pick up and drop like 2 to 5 cars a day, that's a lot of invoices in a week. And then now you're talking about like 3 weeks ago. You've got to go, you got to dig a little bit. So I'm trying to smooth that process out because it takes a lot of time when I'm at home. So that's what I've been doing. I was at home for 5 days, and I didn't really want to mess with YouTube. Had a lot to do and did some family time. Had an early Thanksgiving on one side of the family, so that's what I've been up to. Nothing scary. Uh, I'm not quitting. I'm not hurting. So everything's okay. Just been busy, not with YouTube. Strap video. Oh yeah, that was fun making that. I should, you know what? My kids actually ask me when I'm going to make more funny videos like that, and I really should, I guess. Have fun on auctions sometimes. When yeah, I think everybody lost them. Yeah, factoring. I mean, it's not really a ripoff because I mean, if you think about it, you don't have to do all that invoicing. I mean, it's pretty much done for you. You don't have to kind of separate anything, and you get if you factor for a whole year, you get 110.99 at the end of the year, and it's all from your factoring company. And I mean, the the amount that that takes off of you, I mean, it's almost like having like a finance person in your business to pay. Let's say you're factored at 3% and you gross 200K that year. I mean, you can't pay someone 6,000 annually to be your finance person for an entire year. It's just not going to happen. So I mean, there's perks to factoring, but um, I don't know that I need it. Not at this scale. I'm just going to try it without it. So it's been going fine for a couple of months now. We'll see what happens. Uh, I think cars is better than freight as far as money. I think it's been long enough now. I was going to kind of put a video together about that at some point. I don't know when. I'd still like to have more money, but really the thing with money that I'm waiting on is to see how good cars do through the winter because I know what freight looks like, and it doesn't matter that it's an election year or all that. I've been through when I started driving. Let's see, well, Obama had just come into office, so anyway, so I've been driving for a long time, and there's been elections and there's been certain things happen and all that, and it's freight always dips in the winter. It always happens. So I want to see what cars look like. But as far as money versus cars, I honestly think that with the setup that I have, a 3 car setup, um, versus and we're talking about CDO, versus a 40-foot flat. Um, I honestly think that as far as generating revenue, I think that freight has it. Um, Now, once you start stepping into like the 4 and 5 car range, I think it kind of starts trumping the freight easily. But the ease of it is something else too. It's a whole lot easier to line up, 3 cars and then leapfrog another. It's a lot easier to stay loaded in a straight line, pretty much with cars than it is freight. Sucks. Freight sucks to plan and find, and where everything lines up, all the weights are correct, your links match up, and it's it's hit or miss. But for me, I'm not really looking to generate tons of revenue. I'm looking to be home more. So, and the cars are allowing me to do that. I've stayed out 2 weekends now since I've started my own MC. One of those was with freight. The last one I did with cars, I actually hung out with a buddy of mine all weekend. So I mean, it wasn't like I was really working. Um, this weekend I will stay out. I'll be going towards Virginia, but it's only because I started midweek this week and Thanksgiving is next Thursday. So I'm really going to kind of just carry over this weekend out towards North Carolina and Virginia, and then just kind of wiggle my way back. Probably be home Wednesday. Just kind of, I'm kind of throttling the weeks together because I always take the holidays off. So it's that's lessons learned. It's not even really for family time. I mean, it is a little bit, but I have been stuck when I was company driver and stuff. When I first started, I got stuck so many times because you can pick up freight around the holiday. There's no guarantee you're going to deliver it though, and the shipper doesn't know that, and then you call the receiver and they're closed, and you end up hanging out all weekend over a holiday. That ain't happening to me. I'm not sitting in the parking lot for a holiday, and I don't like the traffic. The traffic's terrible. It's more worth it for me just to stay at the house. So I don't have to worry about all that. It's like ice. Yeah, not yet. It's coming though. Um, Run a weekly worksheet. Keep you load your own invoice. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm kind of doing that. Uh, I'm really getting. I'm diving down more into separating the paid and the outstanding invoices, and I file everything by the month. Um, as far as as far as the numbers go, though, I try to keep track with the billing numbers, because when you use, there's so many things with this. Um, Usually with freight, you set up with the broker, you deal with them directly, and they give you a rate con. The broker sends you a rate con. This is mostly all email. Nothing's through truck stop. Just the loads, and you call, and then truck stops out. At that point, everything's done through email. Um, but you get your rate con. Uh, you get your BOL usually from the shipper, and then you just match those two up, and you either send it to the factoring company or you put it away and invoice it, and everything comes in and it all matches. Our cars are a lot different because I get directly dispatched through Central from either the broker. Well, the brokers really don't. Not many brokers dispatch through Central. It's mostly like small dealerships, used car dealerships, big dealerships, personal. There's people that have that that just mess with cars. Um, but then you've got like Ready Logistics. They use the One Dispatch app. They use their own app. Backlot Cars uses Super Dispatch app. You got like Montway uses Ship.Cars. That's its own separate app. There's some people that send you your own invoice, um, their own BOL they want you to use, their own inspection sheet they want you to use it. So you've got stuff from your email direct, you've got stuff through Central, you've got stuff through all these apps, and it's really annoying and hard to keep up with all these things, because like I said, I mean, you're leapfrogging certain loads. It's like this load you picked up today, you may do three more before that one gets delivered, and then you're on the way to deliver more, and it's easy to get behind on paperwork. It's not like it's confusing. It's a pain. It's a real pain because there's so much to keep up with, and there's so many different ways to do it. And then of course you got your CODs, which you get either cash or a check on the spot. So then that's paid, but you still need to do that. It's like there was a time, was it last week when I got home, there was I had almost $5,000 in my console, cash and a couple of checks. It was stupid. Um, I didn't like that. It was too much out of the way. Um, but anyway, yeah, that's the biggest thing that I've been trying to kind of uh, streamline a little bit to just make workflow a little better, and give me a little more time when I'm home, where I don't have to spend hours on end just sorting through paperwork. It kind of sucks. It takes away. I don't want to do work when I'm at the house. Factory companies. Yeah, I've got actually the fuel card I use right now is through my factoring company. Factoring fee, yeah. CVM with the discount paying for the factoring fee. Uh, I heard another guy talk about that with. I think he was trying to describe that with TAFs. I don't really look at it that way, because your fuel discount is a discount. It shouldn't really be like like escrow. Really, I mean, it's not to cover one thing. It's like, yeah, I don't view it like that. I don't like to see it like that. Like I said, factoring to me is what it is. I'm paying somebody to handle the stuff that I hate handling. So, and now that I'm not using the factoring company, I'm handling it, and I don't like it, and I knew I wouldn't. So that's why I use the factoring company, and I hate it. And I'm trying to figure out how not to hate it a little bit less. uh, Set the reminder, hey Robert, holidays are canceled. Yeah, yeah. I spent about 2 or 3 good hours last night being pretty upset because in Kentucky, in the county that I live in, they just the kids were out of school for three, 2 or 3 weeks. Then they sent them back. They just went back Monday and then said that at the end of this week, school's canceled for the rest of the semester. So it's like, I consider myself at that point. It's very frustrating to me that all this is happening, but it's because I understand a little bit of what's involved. Because I know what my wife goes through, but I know that we're lucky to where I don't have to stop working because I have to be a teacher now. You know what I mean? Um, but there are families that are having to do that right now, and I don't know. I don't think it's gonna do anybody much good. I mean, I don't. I think the way that I view all this is that I don't see how definitely destroying families' well-being and financial uh, structure. Uh, I don't see how that is worth doing because somebody might get sick. I think that's crazy. But that's just me. So you don't have to agree with me. It's fine. I think it's terrible though. Is insurance a lot higher with cars? It's not. Haul freight. Can you haul cars and be covered? Yes, and that's you can if you haul vehicles every once in a while. You can add motor vehicles to your policy, and mine went up like $300 a year to add that. With being a strict car hauler, just hauling nothing but autos, my insurance went up 3,200 a year. So that's uh, that's the difference there as far as money. I mean, it's not it's not crazy. Um, Actually, it's just stream. You're crazy, Robert. Been looking forward to my videos. Yeah, I know I've been slacking. I apologize. Broker just called, asked for temp setting. You running reefer? Oh, I didn't know that, Austin. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'll check that out, man. That'd be pretty neat. Now, do you have a subscription with Super Dispatch, or are you just using the app like Backlot Cars and there's another company I forgot who they were. Um, or do you have a subscription to Super Dispatch also? You get to go back home a lot more now. I've been home almost every weekend since I've had my own authority. I've been home all but 2 weekends in 3 months. Oh yeah, I hit my 90-day mark on the 14th. So happy birthday to me. Now that I'm not running freight, it don't really matter. But man, that sucks. You guys looking to get into this? Mm, I don't know. That wasn't fun. Uh, at Stress City, really is what it was because there's so much that you're seeing that you want to do and that you can do, but you can't because you're not 90 days old. So it sucks. It's not like it's hard enough to find loads as it is, but when you find a load and then you call on it and then you can't take it because you're not 90 days, that it hurts. And it happens all the time. What cancel school? Yeah. In my state, it's statewide now. All the schools are canceling. So I guess for the rest of the year, the rest of the semester. Sorry. Hot shot, Central Wisconsin. Is there any obvious choice of choosing between cars and freight from that location? Um, uh, like Central, like Wausau or like Madison, or are you talking like a little further? because there's some good stuff around there for both for cars. The used equipment is pretty good around there, and that stuff was on fire this year. This summer, used equipment was just everywhere. I'll use the app, don't pay for it. Okay, that's what I do too. I'm gonna check that out when I get off here. I'm gonna see if I can transfer some stuff over. That'd be pretty cool. Reefer, yeah, I hauled reefer for a while. I used to haul a lot of dairy. Sucks. Hated washouts. This trailer stink. Got banned on South Georgia Hot Shots channel. I thought you could speak your mind, man. Well, he laid down the law, man. That's on 90-day. Yeah. Yeah, they're going pretty good. I'd say steady. I'm not worried. With the whole freight thing, I was worried pretty often, but it was just because every day fell apart because as I was talking about, you get rejected all the time because of the age of your MC, and it's just it sucks. It sucks because I wasn't used to that. I was leased on to a few guys before, and it's just like if I saw a load, I was taking it. That was it. And now it's like you just have all these hoops you got to jump through, and it's terrible. Yeah, oh, Daddy Andy, packing heat on the road. Scary guys on the road starting to keep a firearm on board. Yes, yes, I do have a license for it though, so already went active. Still enough to keep on one to Florida. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if going to Florida is kind of iffy though, because it's really hard to come out even with all your options wide open. So hopefully you didn't go too deep into Florida. You got to make sure you get paid going in because you could run out of the state to come out of there. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, Robert. What's the liability in here now? That's one thing about cars that's different from freight because it's just like add a couple of trucks on here, you know, 30, $40,000 trucks probably. They paid 300 each. The rate was good, but if you just think like, I mean, if I keep the mirrors folded in and all that, but I mean, if I hit a bird and the bird shatters that mirror, that that's that's what I got paid for the whole load to just replace a mirror. You know what I mean? It's like the liability on cars, ton of steel, and you accidentally drop one of your strap hooks on, top of the steel and it scratches it a little bit. Nobody cares. You do that to a car, and it's that's a whole different story. So uh, the risk, the risk I say is a lot higher in cars than it is with freight. Now there is some freight that you gotta baby pretty good, but it's not like these cars. That's kind of why like some of the some of the Copart stuff I don't mind because that those things are like total, so you don't have to be super super careful with them. DC, yeah, crossing state lines. Uh, it's I think like in Missouri, either Missouri or Illinois. Now I can't remember. It needs to be in the glove box. It has to be locked up, has to be separated, but uh, nobody really ever goes through the glove box. I mean, I've never been asked if I have one in the vehicle. Yeah, yeah. Robert's got the boats. He used to text me about every what twice a week. I got a boat going to Texas. It's like, man, I'm in Wisconsin. What is a realistic cash flow week average? Cash flow as far as gross? Fritz, I still try to hit the $1,000 a day mark with cars. Uh, but it's different because some days you're unloading like $400 worth of cars, and then the next day you're unloading like $1,600 worth of cars. So um, I'd say on average right now, with me running Monday through Friday, and that's starting on Monday and being home Friday afternoon, evening. Um, I gross about 4,000 to 4,500 on average. I've done better than that, and I've done worse than that. Like just like this week, I didn't leave till yesterday. So I mean, it's hard to say, but I'm just trying to kind of, I don't know. I'm not trying to knock it out of the park. I'm not trying to, buy trucks and have a fleet of like 15 trucks next year or anything like that. So all I know is that I actually tested it, and when I get out here and I really go after it, I mean, you could totally do 6, $7,000 weeks if you with a 3 car setup. Um, Now, when you start moving into like the 4 to 5 cars, adding that extra those extra vehicle possibilities, and not so much even for to haul like 5 things, but just to be able to haul like 3 trucks. And that's where, yeah, Fritz. 'Cause see, I can't haul 3 pickup trucks. If I put the flippers all the way out, I'll be over length. I'll have overhang for days, and I can't have that with a bed on this truck registered as a TK. It's got to be a TT, and that's where, yeah. Is it time to dump the rental? Yeah, are you talking about trade it or dump it? Because if I trade it, yeah, I've got 57,018 miles on it right now. So, but they've already told me probably ain't nothing going to happen till January. So, um, is it time to dump it? With the miles that I've gone from running about 3,200 miles a week doing freight to mm, about 2,000, 2,200 maybe. Um, I think the enterprise rental program is best suited for that long haul, constant out, um, like I was doing, for this short stuff, putting 2,000 miles a week or even, 1,800 or, you know, I, I don't know, honestly, don't know if it's better, um, because it would be, it's less stress on the truck because you're running it less. And, you've got more time to do maintenance to where you're not doing to where you're not just rolling it down the highway every single day as far as it can go. Um, I think there's pros and cons to each, but I think that the low mileage game is best suited for your own equipment, and I think the higher mileage stuff is best suited. I think the enterprise really starts to shine at that point. So, is it time to dump the rental? Mm, maybe soon. If I do dump it though, it's going to be cab and chassis, and I'm going to be in the market for a low pro because this 3 car wedge is super sketchy. I don't know. I want to get a fifth wheel because okay, if I get a fifth wheel, I'm going to use it anyway. If I do get a cab and chassis truck, so maybe that'll fix some of this. But man, this thing is, especially today. If any of you guys were in the like, which I guess between I-40 and I-70 today over here, God, it was windy today. It's like when I looked it up, it was like 26 mile per hour, and it was crosswind. I was going straight west, and it was coming straight south, straight to my driver door. That sucked all day. I dealt with that, and it was just I had 2 trucks, two F-150s up here, and it was just constantly leaning. It was just doing this all the time because then the wind's lifting the truck's trying to turn the trailer, and wind's hitting this truck and moving it. It sucked. That wasn't fun at all. I don't like the crosswind with the wedge. I know that. Enterprise won't be taking Realistic won't be taking new apps until fall next year. That's awesome. Uh they're blaming the manufacturers and stuff like that, but I've seen plenty of 2021 trucks getting ready to haul, so whatever. Uh get rid of that wedge, get a 3-car flat. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking for either, yeah. I don't know if I get a flat, but definitely low pro, maybe even like a mini 4. But I don't know if I do a mini 5. I don't know if I want to start walking into that because I think when you start getting to the 5-car setup, I mean, can a 5500 handle it? Probably, but it depends on what you put on it. Um, I think you start dabbling right up against to where, okay, you're done with the truck side. You need to just go ahead and get a semi. So yeah, it's unsweet tea, man. It's good. Do I like Ram Cummins? I haven't driven one ever. Well, I mean that's a lie. I've got one on the back of here right now, but I drove it out of an auction lot and up my trailer. It was okay. um, as far as looks go and everything like that, it's fine. I think it just comes down to uh, who that can work on it the most. So if they're good at working on Fords, I would probably get a Ford. Because going to a dealership, I mean, there's very few dealerships anymore that actually have mechanics. Um, they've got you know diagnostic readers and well, this sensor said that and whatever. So um, truck dealerships are the same way, big trucks. So uh, ran a wedge in the top deck. Yeah, yeah. I definitely want to bring the height down. And the biggest thing about the low pros too is that I won't have to get my step ladder out to do the top front vehicle. That'd be nice. And I'm 6'1". That shouldn't be a thing, but I got to get this little 3-step ladder out to do everything up front. Last video, how tall was I? Uh, oh, with the pickup truck and backed onto here. Um, at the See, it was level, so actually the cab of the truck would have been the highest. I don't know. Um, the top of this deck is 59 inches off the ground, so it's just under 6 foot. So that'd be 5 foot, wouldn't it? Yeah, 5 foot. Yeah, so it's just under that. All I know is that I have had with pickup trucks up here up top, the tallest I've been was like 12'8". And I had that no, I was 13.4 with those 4-inch lift kit. Those the I posted that on Instagram. I don't think I did a video on that. Um I had 2 trucks on here, a 2500 Ram and a F250 uh diesel, and they were all brand new. They were from Waldock. They had custom interiors, they had a 4-inch lift kit and 35-inch tires. Both of them did. And that ended up being 13.3, the one that I had to put all the way up top right here. So that's the highest I've been. The only time I've had to really worry about measuring was I hauled a box truck. It was a Savannah cutaway with like a box on it. It's almost like the smaller U-Haul trucks. I could only put it, It would fit in the back position perfect where it was flush and everything like that, but I could only bring it up about 3 more feet until I hit 13.6 on the top of that box. But yeah, trucks up top is no problem. I'm not even 13 foot tall. Or is too busy making first responder vehicles. I don't know. I drove by there on Gene Snyder the other day in the Kentucky plant, and I saw plenty of trucks out there. Having 5 car, need a semi. Yeah, yeah. You're really, yeah. You're playing with too much weight at that point. I think that's my opinion. DOT harassed me more with cars. I've been uh this year. I've been pulled into one way station. Well, okay, we're talking about with a flatbed in a hot shot. Pulled into one way station and I got pulled over once for an inspection. With the car trailer, I've been pulled into a way station once and I've been pulled over 3 times in 2 months. So yeah, yeah, they get me. They mess with me a lot more with the car hauler. Yeah. States have restriction enterprise trucks being over 26. You have to apportion it. The plate that comes on this, that the cab card in the glove box for this truck when you get it from Enterprise is a 26,000 pound cab card from Indiana. My Indiana license plate is under the rear seat, and I have my own cab card and my own apportion plate, and this truck's apportioned for 55,000. So you have to get all you need from Enterprise is the title, front and back copy. That's it. That's it. You send that. You do this as if you bought it out of state. Basically, you go to the sheriff's department, you get it inspected, you go to your DMV, they register it as a portion, then it goes to the state from there. Now, certain people at the DMV, you have to shop around, and I don't know. A lot of people might not know this, but you don't have to go to the DMV in the county that you live in. You can register this thing anywhere because it's a portion. It's going to state. Um, it just has to go through those avenues to get to the state. But what I found out in the state of Kentucky is that they have a thing called forced registration, and that's what they have to do in order to register a vehicle to you that you don't really own. So they don't have to get permission from Enterprise or anything like that. They just have to know what they're doing, and it seems like most people don't because this doing that with a rental truck is a very small loophole that I guess a lot of people don't know about. So I think that Enterprise actually said that there's like 2 or 3 states that definitely won't do it, and I think Wisconsin is one of. It's either Wisconsin and Minnesota, and I think there's a couple of states uh, out west that absolutely will not do it. But it's up to the state, I guess. So state has restrictions. Ever come to New Mexico? I haven't been out there in forever. I'm not even registered with that state for the weight tax. I don't know if I'll be going that way, but if I do, I'll let you know. What's my true payload? What can I actually haul on this? If I max the truck out at 14 and the trailer at 21, it'd be what 35,000. But that's counting the trailer. So what can I actually haul? This truck and trailer is right up against 17 empty. So what is that? About 18, right at about 18,000. So I can fit like 3 small, well, not small, but like I can fit 3 full size trucks, but they can't be like long beds and they can't be like 2500s and 3500s with diesel engines, stuff like that. But like 6,000 pounds or so, I can do that 3 times. It maxed me out though, for sure. But I can't put 3 trucks on here because I can't be over 65 feet. That sucks. Blue Water 355, 13.4 high. Yeah, it's like a container, man. Pulling containers sucks. You just might as well just like pull over at every fuel stop you get to. The Appalachian 3 car. I've thought about that, and I kind of like the mini car, the mini force for that too, um, because you're taking the length off, and this length sucks sometimes. These dealerships are small, um, and they really don't take into any account how transports get in. I mean, most of them when you call, be like, "Oh yeah, most of those guys unload on the side of the road." It's like, thanks. Yeah, they don't have room at all, and it does suck going into these small towns off the interstate and stuff like that. To where um, you're just there's nowhere to turn. It's like if you have to make a right turn, sometimes I mean you're making three lefts to come back around somewhere because you can't make those cuts, especially inside a parking lot. With hundreds of new cars, and forget it. So yeah, the Appalachian 3 cars. I've seen some of those, and like I said, the mini fours and stuff like that. Even some of the 4 cars. When you can take 20 feet and put it on top of 20 or 30 more, um, just to go up instead of out. I think that's pretty smart. You teach me how to drive. What's up, Dave? Oh, we got all the good car guys in here now. What's my overall length? 65 and a little change. Now overall 65.4 with this trailer. Doesn't everyone have to stop entering New Mexico? Yeah, except for at night. So I've actually gotten bypassed at night before. I drove right through there. Um, so I don't know. I don't guess they take pictures. I never heard anything. So I heard that. Yeah, I heard that on Indiana, but with Tennessee, I don't know. Because like I said, I mean, I've got 2 clean level ones from Tennessee with this trailer. So I don't know about that, man. I really don't. I think some of that is really up to who you who you get pulling you in. But then the weird thing about Michigan is that the truck and trailer combo in Michigan is 65 feet, but if you have a CDL, you can be 75. It's just crazy, and that's with any combo. I mean, most of that is for the campers and stuff like that. But I thought that was pretty weird. Center of the road traffic going both ways. Yeah, I've done that already a lot. You just fold your mirrors in and just hope nothing hits you in the ribs while you're unstrapping. Oh, it's too short. Appalachian 3. Okay. Yeah, it'd be cool to kind of see. You'd have to definitely do a lot of measurements, but I think it's like you asked Dave. It's where he was talking about how like everything he hauls is hanging off the back. He don't care, and sometimes that's what you got to do. It's crazy to think that this is a 50-foot trailer, and I'm always fighting overhang. It never fails. Yeah, that's when I met up with Busted Knuckle when he outturned me on that U. That was insane. That F450 can outturn this thing, but I mean, I couldn't make that turn by a mile. That was nuts. I was really shocked with the turning radius on that truck. These things are big. AFC S director. Oh, side of the road to set my tire iron about 50 foot back. That's a good idea. Or just throw a bottle jack out there. All overhang is illegal if divisible. Yes, that's actually true. Or it has to be permanent. So what do you guys think? Let's see, Jason and Dave. I think I know Dave's opinion already, but let's talk about sticking to the trucks. The 3-car wedge is probably the most super sketch out of all of them, and not the most ideal. What somebody had talked about up here, like a 3-car flat with flip outs, or something with some type of hydraulic, like a Mini 4, or the Appalachian. What were they talking about? The two in the belly and one on top. What do you guys think about those? I know I think I saw Jason was hauling a lot of he was doing a lot of basically hauling a step deck, or drive on dance floor anyway. 4-car stand cars. So 4-car wedge would only be what, a 3-truck wedge. The verdict to haul cars, or for me, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna stay hauling cars. I want to see what this winter looks like. I've I've got plenty of freight winters underneath me. I want to get a car season in and see what's about, because I'm a big believer in seasons. That's where when I was a driver manager, somebody asked me, what do I look for in a driver? What's the minimum requirements? 4 seasons, all 4 seasons, at least one time. Uh, it's super important, and that's not just for driving. Um, that's for everything. If for all this freight, even cars, I can assume. I don't know that yet for sure, but with freight, every season has its own little specialty, and it changes every year too. So I wanna see what cars looks like this winter. I think that's gonna really dictate with kind of which way I tend to lean on this coming spring and into the summer. Why not do both? I've got a doubles endorsement because I can't be 90 feet long. Now just the switching in between the two, it's a pain, man. Honestly, because I mean, I would have to switch trailers because I'm not set up to do like double cars or anything for the truck. I mean, I or for the flatbed. I tried, but it's not worth it. I mean, I'm running with equipment that's just not it's not optimal, and I don't want to play like that. Real axles, shorter trailer. DOT. Yeah, that Landris. That happened to me in Tennessee. I've got pre-pass. It got the green light going by a scale and got pulled over anyway. And then was asked why'd I blow by the scale. Then I handed him my flashing green pre-pass. But he was cool. He was cool about it after that. But it's like, man, really? I would, I'd be a little bit more comfortable leasing that trailer if I owned it. Now, see, that one's still financed. I own this one. Um, I just don't know. I don't know. I think I want to see what I can get out of it, not money wise, but kind of like a trade. I'm just there's something in me that don't want to let it go, because I know that world. This one here, I'm still experimenting with it. I'm getting familiar with it, but I don't know it like I do that, and it's almost like a safety net sitting at the house, you know. It's like it just makes me feel better just to have it. Um, but it's not. I don't need it. I don't guess because I'm not using it. I actually just I disabled my I canceled my truck stop account a couple of weeks ago. Um, who financed the trailer? I went through Gowden. It was Sheffield, but I went through the I did the option with them to where you put quite a bit more down, and it's not really as much as a rip off as their they got one option on there. It's like, ooh man, you gotta pay for that trailer twice. You need a 40-foot freight trailer. You've got trailers for sale. You want to trade? You want to trade one to me? To get any better than this, I'll need to start digging into that enclosed game. 3-car flat. So trailer. Wish I had a bag. Yeah. Oh man, same thing with cars. You need an RGN, Dave. I tell you what, man. Before I got out of the semi, that was kind of the goal because there's so much ag where I live that I could literally just mess around with the ag dealers and be bringing in. I wanted an RGN so bad. Those things are sweet, so sweet. But that's even that. I mean, that's a very somewhat seasonal and niche market too. So, but yeah, around where I live, that's shoot, there's ag centers for days. Like a safety or backup. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a backup truck, so I mean, it's not like I'm all set for that situation. But it's just I don't know. I like having it at the house because it's there. If it wasn't there, I don't know what I'd do. I'd feel lost. I have a land dog. These local hot shot haulers. No, I thought you lived in Florida. I think Jason lives in Pennsylvania. Wheelbat's doing good. Yeah, I actually just when I did that comparison video, I changed them all out. But it's been sitting ever since I did that. I haven't touched it. So, but yeah, no leaks, no cracks, no weird play going on, no metal shavings on the magnets. I'm happy with them. They actually just they sent me a they sent me a message on Instagram the other day saying that asking if they could use the pictures and stuff like that. Said they wanted to send me like a reseal kit and stuff like sweet. Yeah, go ahead. Thought that was pretty cool. Never had that happen before. Where a company that's like I didn't hound them or anything. I don't even think I tagged them in the picture. They just found my page on Instagram and liked my pictures and then wanted to send me some stuff. So that was pretty sweet. I'm new to that whole world. I'm not used to. I've kind of just like stayed out of sight, out of mind. As far as driving goes, why this whole Facebook and Instagram stuff's all new to me. I'm usually not so outspoken, not in a good way anyway. The word, yeah, there has been a lot come and go. I think there was actually a couple of hot shot adventures and stuff like that. Do I still talk to TP? No, no. I called him the other day to talk about something, but it's just because I want to talk about something. But no, we don't talk really. We're just two different people. opinion on the Ram HD. Uh, I'll be honest. I don't know. Is there a Ram that's not an HD? That's like a 20, like talking about like a dually? I'm not a big like diesel truck guy. So I don't really have an opinion because I haven't ran. Uh, I've had a Ram, but it was a gas. It was just a 1500. I've As far as like performance for this, um, I don't know. I don't have a ton of knowledge on that to compare anything for. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I know. I'm not going to tell you what's my opinion on it. I mean, I see just as many Rams out here as I see Fords. So I mean, they work. All these trucks break. It doesn't matter what badge is on the front of them. They're going to break. It doesn't matter who made it. The engines are going to break. The framework's going to break. It's like, I mean, will it last? How good are you maintaining vehicles? That's a big one. The rest of it is really just what do you like. Um, as far as what do you want to sit in every day? Cummins easier to work on. Yeah. See, I'm not going to work on a diesel truck. I don't feel like getting into all that. There's enough things I have to know on a daily basis. I don't need to wear that hat either. Like, I mean, basic maintenance for stuff like that, but I'm not pulling heads off engines and stuff. I'm not getting into that. I'll take it to somebody that knows what they're doing. How's hot shot industry compared to 2, 3 months ago? I have not kept up with it. Um, from what I've heard, when I first got into cars, apparently freight and campers blew up pretty good. But they're it's November, so I mean, it's if it hasn't started to die yet, it's going to. It's just what happens. That freight just takes a dive in the winter. In general, I mean, there are certain things, and all these everything that I talk about is really I don't have any direct contracts. I have a couple people call me, but they're brokers. So this is all low board stuff. I mean, there are people that are set up and they're fine. They're fine all year round. Um, Sometimes that happens quick with some people, and sometimes that takes forever to get a relationship like that. And but we'll see what happens. If I would stop changing what I'm doing, I could probably have a few direct customers right now. But I don't know. I don't like if I get a bug in me to want to do something, I have to do it, or to know. I've got to know. So I do like the cars though. It's interesting. I mean, it still upsets me, and there's stuff that goes wrong and stuff like that. But uh, it's just it's something that's new to me. So I'm still enjoying it. And when you've done this stuff as long as I have, change is almost inevitable. It's like, I mean, that's what like almost everybody looks at. It's like most of these truck drivers out here on the road. I know what they're thinking because I thought it when I started driving a semi. Is you'll be driving around and you hate the company you drive for now because it's been 60 days or so. So something has happened to where you hate that company, and you see a truck pass you and you're like, I wonder what it's like over, I wonder what that truck, or if it's a truck that's not your truck, you're like, I wonder what it's like inside one of the, I don't know. It's just curiosity kills you, I guess, out here. There's really not a lot much more to think about when you're a company driver just getting dispatched. You got nothing going on. Cars drive me nuts. Yeah, there's a lot more math involved. I know that. I thought that it was a little bit mm, I don't know how to really put it. It just seems like there's a lot going on with freight, but in cars, it's like everything's multiplied so much and you're constantly thinking about, okay, wait, really more so length with what I'm doing, something like, with what Dave's doing, he don't really have to worry about length, but you've got to calculate. It's like, well, that pays good, but this is going to pick up another truck, which is going to limit me because now I can't even fit like a SUV or a car in between the trucks. So, you know, then that don't pay good all of a sudden now because it's taken away, a piece of, and then you got to, like I said, though, finding things that go in a straight line or from you find your point A to point Z, and then you do the rest of the alphabet in between. You try to just kind of find that spearhead car that'll get you somewhere. That'll just put you in a direction. Because when you search the board from somewhere and you don't have anything, the country's the limit. I mean, you could go here, there, this way. Yeah, so just finding that first car it's almost like relief because it's like, okay, now I can take the rest of these states out of the picture and just actually focus on the ones between this one and the one that I'm going to. It's kind of nice. And you can do the same with freight. It's just it's just not as ideal, it seems like, because it seems like everything you find with freight, it's always way out of your way. And the ones that are on your route suck. And that's my experience. Maybe I'm just super unlucky. I don't know. Um, 30 plus cars from one dealer. Oh man, yeah. See, those are problems you want to have though, man, because then you're having to give them up and you're still making money off of them. That's not bad. I bet your plate's full though. Good lord. Takes time to build a base. Yeah. Yeah, I'm passing the cards out. That's for sure. Imagine using cars. Used cars are shuffling every yeah. Used cars, tons of used cars. Dealer trades, mostly it's just auction everywhere. And then you got all the used car lots buying all your salvage stuff, which is just crazy. All right, see you, Jason. Thanks for swinging in, man. Rather run cars and freight. Yeah. I just hate it all. I'll be honest with y'all, 100%. I hate this industry as a whole. I hate transport. I can't stand it, but I'm good at it. So, I mean, this is what I've done for God almost a quarter of my life now. It's like real quick that came up. So it's just I know the ins and outs of it. So I know what to expect, and I think that's why I hate it so much. And but I can still keep doing it because I don't like it, but I go into it knowing I'm not gonna like something, so it's not disappointing. It's like, okay, well, today sucks like yesterday did. So, um, but it's just this industry is just so sour. It really does suck. But I mean, you could either let it get to you, or you can just breeze through it. I mean, there are great days and stuff like that, but man, as a whole, this industry is just when you think you got it figured out, it does get fun for a little bit because you almost feel like you have an edge, and then just stuff changes, and it's like, what? It's like, man, it's so crazy. But I mean, you have to keep, you have to keep adapting. You've got to keep rolling with it because you cannot get complacent out here. You get run over real fast. So, that's one thing about it. I hate almost everything I've done. That's why I'm not doing it anymore, but I'm still driving. Um, but it's like I said, you got to do it to find out. You're not gonna know. That's why now that I've been hauling cars, I have pulled everything but livestock. Literally, I pulled tankers, dry, liquid, even like hard resin that you've got to keep heated. Um, Drive in, reefer, flatbeds, step deck, RGN. Um, it's just like, I mean, literally everything but livestock. So I mean, and I would want to do that. I mean, it's just like I'm not gonna do that, of course, at a hot shot or anything like that. But it's like I don't know what that's like, and I feel like I want to know what that's like. You know what I mean? So but that's where I like where I'm at with the cars. I think that if I can find something that the biggest thing about everything that I've done is that all the work is so far away from where I actually live, um, that it's you're never gonna be happy with that, because it's always gonna either hurt you leaving the house or it's gonna hurt you to come home, and you're always gonna want to come home. You know, I mean, that's where you're gonna end up in those places. So you're to be able to I think and the cars is the first place to where I've found that I can easily get to the house making money and I can easily leave making money. And that has not happened yet, because the manufacturing around where I live, and I mean around where I live, I'm talking like a 50, 75-mile radius. It's just not there, not for uh there is a place, there's a massive dairy plant that hauls oh, they make like sour cream with Saputo, if any of y'all have ever been to Murray with a reefer. But they make like creamers and sour cream and stuff like that. And I actually hauled out of there with the local company in Murray. I drove for them a couple of times. Um, but it's like nobody else is really going to get in there. They've got it locked up, and KLLM I think is the other company that come. And they're like the only two places or the only two carriers that really go in there. So the opportunity window for the manufacturing places are very small because they've already got their own character or their own carriers. And that I think is hard too, to where you have to look at when you're starting out doing this is that they're they're not looking at how popular you are, how awesome your truck looks and everything. The only thing that a carrier or a customer cares about is what's your capacity and what's your frequency. If you're one truck who's in their area twice a month, you know, who do you really expect people? I mean, it's like if you really think about it from the customer or the shipper's viewpoint, I mean, you're a fly on the wall to them. They see guys like you all the time. They need capacity. They need you to be able to move anything they could have to move, which would take trucks and it takes frequency. So that is why I think the car thing is working so well for where I live, because all these dealerships around there are always sending cars to auction to where I'm going anyway, or they're buying them from where I'm going home. I could take it home and deliver it the next morning, and these guys are starting to know that. So um, the cars is working out well. Um, the other things have never really worked out that well. There's not been a lot of dry van. There's not been a lot of flatbed. There's no real steel manufacturing near where I live. The closest is uh, into Nashville, and then you've got over in Blytheville, Arkansas. I mean, it's just like it's just not there. And I'm not saying that steel's the only thing you could haul with flatbed. See you, Jeffrey. Um, sorry, I'm just ranting now. Oh man. Well, and livestock is rough. Yeah. Well, I used to haul it when I was a kid to auction and stuff like that. I grew up on a farm, but I thought it would have always intrigued me. But like I said, I've never done it, so that's kind of I think that's more so the appeal. It's like because I don't just want to do it; I want to be good at it. It's like anything I want to do, I want to do it the best possible. I don't want to fail at things, and it's like I told somebody tonight. There, I have gone into business for myself as a driver twice and failed. This is my third go around with this. And I didn't have a YouTube channel when I was a failure. I was taking my licks, and I would not be comfortable giving advice to anybody until now. It's because I think that's a big separation of a few things that I see on YouTube with these guys is that there's some people out here that are actually giving experience, and there's some people that are said that they're selling stories. Honestly, I mean it's so easy to see if you know what if I mean it's so easy to see. Here we are. Yeah. So that's I guess that's it. I can't believe I just sat there and talked about trailers and stuff. That was feel stupid now. The idea. How many spares do I carry for the trailer? This one only has one spare on it right now. I am actually monitoring right now. I've started rotating. I did a rotation when I first got this trailer, and I did a rotation the other day, and something is very off because uh the right side, the front and center tire is wearing on the outside, but nothing's going on the left side. No irregular wear. It's not happening on the inside. See you, Dave, man. Thank you. Um, so what I did last time I was home is I actually and I was like I had the measuring tape out and everything, and I was thinking to myself, it's like I wonder what'll happen if I drop this trailer one more notch. And I took the collar out of the neck where the gooseneck goes, and I shoved it up one more hole. So it's actually the top of this trailer now is sitting like 3 inches lower than it was. And I'm gonna be watching that some more because I'm starting to wonder now if that's why I think this thing was riding nose high. And it's not so easy to tell on a wedge as it is like a flat. You can almost put a level on a flatbed. But yeah, I'm having some really strange tire wear on those right two tires, but I haven't had a blowout yet. This thing's definitely getting something besides Tim ply when I change because man, the flex on these tires it almost makes me like wince. It's like, oh my god, is that real? Like, how am I not pulling stuff off the beam? When you take a tight turn in this trailer, man, you see it. It is crazy. I'm not a fan of the 3-axle trailer. A cow that's strapped to my ranch. Yeah, that'd be strange, Paul. I don't know how much you could make all in one cow, but I don't know. I think it would be interesting. We should, yeah, I should. If I get a hold of a whole bunch of spare aluminum and I know a good welder already, I might make a hot shot cattle hauler and see what happens. We'll see. That'd be interesting. Four wheel 19.5 won't regret. I've seen a lot of people switch 19.5s. I just heard that 19.5s are hard to get over the road. They're not as plentiful as the 16s. Let's see. Why is it doing that? Say no to triple axle. Yeah, I so wanted duals on this thing. But I mean, as of right now, I tell you one thing though, like this thing rides good. It's so much smoother than the PJ was. That PJ would yank you to death, and this thing is like it's nice. It's really 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 smooth. Tires are scrubbing, yeah. And I've actually done a few trips to where I've loaded the cars a little left of center to see if it would kind of skew that I didn't know. It's like, is the trailer leaning a little bit? Is it because the crown of the road or what? Why is the outside of those first two rubbing a little weird? But they still are. And like I said, nothing's going on the left side. Left side tires are perfect. And the rear is perfect. It's just those front two on the right side are going a little nuts. 19.5, the semis run. You talking about like the like low pro step decks, like the 255 tires, Bobby? 16-inch 14 ply. I know a couple of guys that run that, and they swear by it. Honestly, I've had no issues. Ben Axel, yeah, don't say that. I don't need that. Always have 19.5s. All right. Maybe it's the what was the one TP keeps changing from? Was it 17s or something like that? I think he was even saying that some of the one of those, I don't know, one of those sets of tires you can never find. I've just had 16s doing this, and I've never had an issue. Yeah, I've seen those. The 16 ply 16-inch. See a victory. Bouncers talk about just with the beads. Yeah, yeah, I've used. But I had every truck that I paid for was I always had Centromatics on the steers, and on the last one I had, I put them on the drives too. They're awesome, man. They are awesome. The Centromatics are, and they're not really that expensive. The house of C size trailer, 17.5s are hard to. Okay, seems to have a lot of cars coming and going. They do, but it's really intermittent. You've really got to catch the days at the auctions hit, and then like the day after. But like the day before an auction, like I know that Mannheim is I think Mannheim and Odessa are both Wednesday. Tuesday sucks in Nashville. There's like nothing there. There's nothing coming out of there. But you'll see some it's like some carriers actually have those auctions locked up pretty hard, like United Road. They're also a brokerage on Central, but they've got their own trucks and they haul a ton of cars. But I can't haul with them yet because you got to be 6 months to pull for United Road. Keep the tires cool and prevent cupping. Cool. Yep. Bearings and seals for pounds and United Road. I don't know. They pay good out of St. Louis because I've been wishing that I could haul like three. Man, they were literally like there were cars going from like central, like Mount Vernon area, Illinois, down to Mount Juliet at the auction, which is like 200. It's like right at 200 miles. Um, that Ready Logistics was paying like they had it listed for 170. United Road had all those cars listed for like $300, 285, $300. It's like, man, that's a big difference. But not Maryland, Virginia, PA. You won't see me up there on purpose, man. I just don't run that. I spent when I first started driving a truck. I basically lived in. If I'd have lived in Pennsylvania, I'd have been home every night. I swear, been in that state way too much. And just being in a truck, like a big truck, just wear you out with certain states. Don't run non CDL. 200 pounds for 14s. Yeah, yeah, they're heavy. 16s are heavy, very heavy. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think I'd like running on CDL. There's enough restrictions that have to try to dig through on this. I don't know how the non CDL guys pull it off. To be honest, huh. That's cool, man. I've got I've got what 57,000 on these tires, and on the truck they they look new. They're fine. They're worn straight across every position, and there's no crazy wear. There's still awesome tread depth left on them. I don't understand how some of these guys are eating the tires out, within 45,000 miles or so. Crazy. Video link. All right, cool. Thanks, Bobby. You got a featherlight wedge? You know what? I was searching those whenever I was starting to look into cars and stuff. I was actually searching those featherlights for hot shot trailer, but they don't. they don't make anything as far as like keeping inventory and stuff. They don't make anything. I think their longest trailer was like 32 feet or something like that. Usually miss the lives. Let's say it. Man, we've been on an hour and 20 minutes. It's probably time to wrap this up. I did have a couple of things. I have a couple of things I've still got to do tonight, but I figured I'd say hey because, like I said, I know I've been slipping on the YouTube stuff. It's just busy, man. It's so busy, but it's a good busy. You know, it's I can't as much as I want to. I can't complain. You know, because I mean, it could be worse. That's for sure. I know that. I know if you talked about 350 doing better with the wedge. Oh, on the rear end, no, I mean it's still there. I don't know what their deal is with Ford anyway. But like I said, I mean I'm not worried about it because it's not my truck. If it were my truck, it wouldn't have come out of there. If they would have told me that they just put diff fluid in it. Got here. Do you know? Well, I mean, it comes in spurts though. Like I don't really. It's not as noticeable as it was with the flatbed, but it's still there, and I notice it, and just it's just because it gets to me. It irritates me because it shouldn't be happening. I mean, it's not like it was really bad to begin with. I mean, it wasn't like it was like shaking everything around the truck. You know, it's stuff falling down. It's just that it's just not supposed to be there. You know, and it just bugs me because I know it can be fixed. If it was fine before and now it's doing that, it could not do it again if it was fixed and it wasn't fixed. But it did cost me 5 days, so sour grapes, I guess. Film point and shoot. I would, man, but it seems like usually every time I get a chance to, it's either raining or it's windy as it can be, like today, or it's dark. So, and I don't know why everything I own just like hates lights and it does that to them. I don't know what the deal is. Like I was wiping it with my thumb just to see is there some kind of like what is going on, man? Like every light has runners. It's so stupid. Like even these, it's just crazy. It's like nothing works right. Stuff should work better, you know? Shout out. Oh, thanks, Frank. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been crazy windy. I think that's supposed to be done after today, though. Thankfully, because that my fuel mileage today was terrible. It was so bad. I was fighting either a side wind or a headwind all day long. Of course, I never get a tailwind. I want a tailwind so bad. I'd love to get 13, 14 miles per gallon again. I appreciate everybody jumping in here and saying, hey, just wanted to, like I said, show face a little bit. How much the wedge weigh? This wedge weighs 70, 72, I think it is, with everything on it. Or I mean empty, but with the ladder and all the equipment in it and stuff. Y'all are crazy, man. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up. Be looking out for more stuff. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more involved. I think I've said that before, but I wanna get a little bit more involved and start putting out some stuff that I kind of quit putting out, like uh, how to start out, how to set up, um, and then just a few things I've learned along the way. Because the whole car thing, it kind of seems like it's a little mundane. It's like, I mean, how many times you want me to see? Does anybody want to see me throw the same strap across the same shaped tire? 12 times a day. But it'll be I think I want to do a little bit more informative instead of the I might do the vlog style every once. I mean, that's kind of easy to do, but I think I'll start pushing out a little bit more informative content anyway, instead of just what I'm doing. So 20 minutes of time lapse. I could totally pull that off, man. It's no problem. Share losses. Yeah. How much have I lost? None. Because I don't spend more than I make because I'm not 12. So there you go, Robert. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time.